Hi, I'm Mercedes.
I'm Mariana.
And we are starting this show because we wanted to discuss topics related to things that we like to learn and things that we're educated in. My background's in anthropology, and right now I work at a group home with kids with behavioral issues. I'm also a certified behavior technician, which is in the same field. And
I have a bachelor's in international affairs and a minor in urban development. And right now I'm working 2 part-time jobs, but I'm somewhat in transition between jobs. So I have the ability to kind of move around a little bit. Not quite sure what's next.
That's true. I just found out what one of her jobs was last week. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the reasons that we wanted to start this show was because in this day and age, there's a lot of conflict and divisiveness. People are automatically stopping conversations with people with opposing views or opposing beliefs. And we don't even delve into that. And I've done that too. So I know that other people do that. There's been times when I've said, I don't want to sit, I don't even want to know who this person is because they're a Trump supporter or something like that. But I don't think that that's how we solve any problems. I think that learning how to have discussions and keep an open mind is one of the ways to solve those problems.
Yeah, I think another big issue with this is also finding common ground and common language and learning how to talk to people with opposing views. It may seem very frustrating at times, but I think, originally as kids, I feel like we kind of learned how to compromise. We learned how to, understand others. And I think the older we got, that kind of went out the window because our egos got bigger and then...
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, that's one of the main things that we teach kids when they're growing up is how to share and how to play nice and how to, if that's not nice, then what can we do better? We teach our children this, but then we stop at some point. I don't know where and when that point is, but we stop at some point and we start getting really attached to the things that we believe and the things that we see as right. And if we're teaching our children to do this, children are our most, they're like the purest form of us because they haven't been introduced to culture and society. And so if we're teaching our children how to do this, this needs to be something that we as adults are continuing to do, to grow, because we don't really stop growing as humans.
We don't. I think that's why I like school so much, is just the drive to, okay, I'm actually going to learn this and be knowledgeable in this, and every day I'm going to find a new way to do something and trying to, find solutions to issues. I think it all kind of comes around into the real world once you get out there. So this is very important for both of us.
Yes. So I think that to sum it up, to introduce what we're trying to do here, each episode is going to kind of take topics that arise in everyday life. Topics like transgender, homosexuality, politics, immigration, right down to like things about relationships. How does our generation, religion, how does our generation deal with relationships? And I think that delving into those topics and being able to play devil's advocate and being able to research information and keep a level head, I think that's one of the things we've lost is we're, passion is like this beautiful thing, and we've turned it into this thing that if you don't have it, then you're almost like less valuable in a way. So we hold on to our beliefs with passion. If we don't have passion, then we have nothing. So, we want to go into conversations with passion, but at the same time with this passion to learn more about like why other humans, because at the end of the day, we're all the same. So why we want to go into conversations with why do other humans believe this? Why are they so passionate about this? And how can we understand them better? How can we bridge the gap between their belief and our belief?
Yeah. Why are your convictions so strong? How did you come to realize them? How did you learn how to oppose the other side? Just kind of everything that goes along with why your opinions are the way that they are.
Yeah, I think that's also the other thing that I've been learning. Because right now, so my background is in anthropology. So the study of human culture, the study of human evolution. It's very broad. It's a social science, we'll put it that way. But my master's is in applied behavioral analysis. So we're looking at like the things that I've learned are looking at how has human culture shaped who we are, but then also how has like individual wants, desires, basic human things shaped who we are. And, sometimes when you take all of those things away, I don't know who I am. Like I'll have like existential crises about like, who am I and what, who, if it wasn't for my parents, who would I be? If it wasn't for where I was born, who would I be? And so I think that we have to kind of take all of these factors away and like melt ourselves away into who the core of us is. And, as humans, we all kind of have a similar core. I mean, we would like to believe that we're a lot different than everybody else. And we have our, unique individualness or individuality. But we are also very much so the same. And so once we take all of those things away, I'm more concerned with why, as humans and our core, what are humans' real core beliefs, and how do those shape us? And I think that they're found in almost every aspect of society that we've created, right down to like religion, politics, love, all of the main important things that are in a human's life.
Yeah. I mean, as you're saying this, I'm, from an international affairs perspective, I'm thinking, no, you have to keep passion out of it. You have to look at the facts, but the facts are what you've been told. The facts relate back to your core beliefs. And if you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone, outside of your box and trying to learn the other side of things, then where are we getting? We're not moving forward. We're at a standoff almost.
Yeah. No, and that's perfect because,
yeah.
I mean, the way that you just described that sounds like what we should be doing. I mean, in theory, that sounds like a really great way to handle problems.
In theory, it does, doesn't it?
But there is like that key factor of being human that does play a factor in even international affairs. So it's like, how do we take this idealized version of what we should be doing with who we are? Who we are is emotional, illogical at most points in time, not all, but beings. And how do we take this and our idealized versions of ourselves, which are what you just said, like, how do we create the greatest good for the most people, and religion, how do we get all of these people to believe the same, that good is the same thing? You know what I mean?
Finding a common ground with the meaning of good.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean,
where do we begin?
Yeah. Like, that's easier said than done. And
yeah.
So I think that like each human brings a piece of the puzzle to light, like each person, because have you ever met a person who's like 110% like passionate about like one or two things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're like, holy crap, like I would love to like feel that. I would love to feel what you're feeling. Like, you seem so enthusiastic about it. Like, please tell me more. But I think, and we need those people. We need those people to like highlight the extremes of each belief. So I think each person holds the key to what lies at the core of humans and our belief systems and what's I don't know. I don't even know actually if there's like a common good or bad. I don't think that there is coming from an anthropological standpoint, but I don't know. What do you think?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much. I don't know. It's hard to explain because there's so much diversity, even in small towns, even in your own family, even in, people around you, even in classrooms, in work settings. I mean, it would be almost impossible to try and, compartmentalize everything and be like, okay, well, we can agree on one specific thing, one specific idea. I don't think, we can try, and that's kind of our objective for this show, is to at least show some logical, maybe, ways of thinking,
but like also keeping the
just
emotion.
Right. It's
trying
hard
to be balanced.
Exactly.
With the logical and the emotional aspects of humanity and the things that we're facing in today's day and age. So, I mean, that's a little bit about us and why we wanted to start this show and why we felt that there's a need for this type of conversation and dialect. But, I mean, overall, each episode, we're hoping to have, people from different expertise or professionals from each field talk with us just to kind of get their perspective and to have a level-headed conversation with them.
Mm-hmm. So we can learn things, and we hope you guys learn new things as well and expand your mind and your mindset. And
I think, I mean, there was a story that I remember reading in Greek philosophy, and it talked about how all of these great Greek philosophers would come together and they would not be able to, they would pick a topic and none of them would be able to leave until all of them came to a consensus on, and they have argued every single possible aspect of this particular topic. And I feel like that's so conducive. You know what I mean? Like, imagine like not being able to leave until you've examined every aspect of it, not just the one that provokes emotional reaction. And that's kind of what we want to do here, I guess. And we want to do it with hopefully other people. Might just be us sometimes. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, we want to learn too. So we're here if you guys have any feedback for us, and feel free to email us.
Yes, our email will be listed, and we always are down for constructive criticism, and we're always down for feedback. We're always down to hear what you want to hear or learn about. So
we'll see you
enjoy
guys
the journey.